Total Drama has an array of characters that are unique, stupid, and talented all in their own ways. One of these ways is musically. I mean, one of the seasons of the show is a musical, but I'm not really going to be referring to that in this video, except for some special circumstances. There is no real rhyme or reason for this video other than me thinking about the Drama Brothers, and then that expanded to me thinking about the show's other musicians. Plus, I think it'll be fun to take a look at all of the extremely talented folks that have been on Total Drama, and whether or not they should have thought about a musical career before destroying their bodies and reputations for Chris McClain. Probably the most musically gifted Total Drama character is the guy I just talked about on this channel, Trent. Now, there are allegations towards who actually writes the songs, but musically, the guy is very talented. It's evident from the talent show, A Playa de Losers, and the aftermath that he can play the guitar really well, and he's got a knack for love songs too. So much in fact that on Trent's page on Total Drama Action Extra, it stated that he's written 9 songs about Gwen since becoming official. That's 9 songs about Gwen in the 2 days in between Island and Action. Just to put that in perspective. Trent can also sing, as evident from the talent show again, but also his audition tape. His guitar string might have broken, but his singing didn't disappoint at all. And of course, Trent was one of the members of the Total Drama band, the Drama Brothers, as their guitar player. The band would have a hit song and would continue to perform bangers on the World Tour Aftermath show, and if that wasn't enough, he can also play the balalaika, a Russian stringed instrument, so the guy can just do a whole lot with music. But speaking of the Drama Brothers, one of the other extremely talented musicians in Total Drama is Harold. Harold can do a variety of things. In his audition tape and in Get a Clue in Season 2, Harold showed his ability in playing his keyboard. In Aftermath After Mayhem, Harold is seen playing the tuba. I mean, he went to so many different camps that maybe one of them was a band camp. In addition to the instruments he plays, Harold is also very skilled at beatboxing and rapping. Throughout World Tour, Harold interjects any song he can with his own rapping, and to be honest, he does have bars.
I demand a scientific investigation into whether you're even from the human nation. I swear, you're changing my molecular structure.
But more impressive than all of the previously mentioned skills is Harold's beatboxing. The talent show was where Harold shocked everybody with his insanely good beatboxing that single-handedly scored the Killer Bass Invincibility, and then for the Drama Brothers, he is the band's beatboxer. The Drama Brothers must have been some true genre groundbreakers for having all the different instruments plus beatboxing as a part of their music. I don't know, but Harold's beatboxing is so good in fact that he actually planned on going solo with it, which I think probably would have made him successful, but that never ended up actually panning out. Nonetheless, Harold is extremely talented with music. Cody is also a member of the Drama Brothers, although not for a very long time because he's competing on World Tour. Still though, Cody knows how to play something that's actually the same thing that Harold can play. In his audition tape, Cody is shown playing the keyboard, and it seems like he has a knack for the synths, which is really cool. But also, Cody is shown playing bass in Shear the Sheep, so he does have talent with another instrument that could probably be useful for the Drama Brothers. Justin is also in the Drama Brothers, but he openly admits that he can't play any instruments. Despite this though, he's shown on a couple of occasions playing the tambourine, and that's still an instrument, so I'm guessing he learned how to play that over time, and he also provides some really good backup vocals for Harold in the song Baby, so Justin clearly does have some talent. And the final member of the Drama Brothers is Sasquatch, who replaces Cody while he's out competing on World Tour. Sasquatch is actually insanely talented as he plays a variety of instruments in the place of Cody, including the piano, the guitar, and the accordion. I don't know how he does all of it, but I think the band should probably consider him as the 4th member instead of Cody. Speaking of the accordion, now moving away from the Drama Brothers, someone else who plays that instrument is Alejandro. It's kinda random and there's really not much else to say about this, but while performing Sea Shanty Mix, Alejandro is shown rocking out on the accordion. And I did say I'd stay away mainly from World Tour performances with regards to all the singing and stuff, but I wanted to make a special exception for Bridget. I'm Sorry is personally one of my favorite songs from the season, and Bridget just absolutely kills it with her vocals. Her singing was extremely impressive, and I have to include that in here just because of how good it was. I mentioned Shear the Sheep earlier in regards to Cody playing bass, but someone else who plays an instrument during the song is Gwen. Gwen plays the drums for the song, and this makes sense to me since Gwen does love punk music. Someone else who loves punk music is Duncan. Duncan shows how talented he is with playing the guitar in rock and roll, and yeah, I know everyone in this challenge plays the guitar, but Duncan was the one who showed how to play it like a real rock star, so much so as destroying the guitar as well. But the other reason I specifically point out this challenge performance from Duncan is because the guitar playing goes even further than this. During World Tour, Duncan is on the run all over the world, seemingly with nobody able to get a real hold of him. That is until the episode I See London. In this episode, Gwen and Courtney go to Whitechapel for the challenge, but the only place open is a punk rock club. Inside the club, a band is set to play, and when they take a peek on the stage, they are shocked at who they see. And then later in the episode, they show back up with Duncan, implying that Duncan was performing with this punk band, the Schnitzel Kickers.
Welcome your #1 German punk crew band, the Schnitzel Kickers!
Holy schnitzel! Is that...
No clue who came up with that name, but Duncan playing in some German punk band in London is quite a wild story. But still, Duncan must be a really talented guitar player for being able to get to that kind of level. And I mentioned Courtney, and she is also someone who is talented at quite a few different things musically. For starters, as seen in the talent show, she knows how to play violin, and if it weren't for Bridget's clumsiness, Courtney probably would have killed it in her performance. Also, in the same rock and roll challenge that I referenced earlier, Courtney is the other standout performer here because of how well she played the guitar. She played it a bit too well, but nonetheless, she does know how to rock out on the guitar just as well as her ex-boyfriend. But Courtney's main talent is her singing. In this same Total Drama Action episode, Courtney says that she used to be in an all-girl rock band called the A-Type Psychotic Crazies, which does sound on brand for her, but they unfortunately broke up before they even had one gig because all 5 members wanted to be the lead singer. So Courtney has at least a tiny bit of prior experience with the guitar and singing, but her big break in singing actually came a couple episodes prior to this episode in The Princess Bride. Courtney as the princess sings this beautiful song that is actually so captivating that Total Drama releases an official CD of the song. Chris does make sure to advertise it as well, but this makes Courtney another Total Drama participant with an officially released song, and it's actually so good that even Harold is jamming out to it. So maybe Courtney could have had a real music career. Another psychotic crazy is Ezekiel, who is kind of talented, I guess. I wasn't sure whether to really include him on this, but I think I'm going to nonetheless. Ezekiel tries to rap, but I mean, he's no Harold. Nonetheless, it's something he's, I guess, kind of passionate about, but that's until he becomes a feral beast. But in his audition tape, Ezekiel plays the kazoo. I know, it's nothing special, but it is something. Redongula's Racist cast has a couple of musically talented people as well. For starters, Tammy, who is seemingly an expert ocarina player. Her ocarina acts as like a weapon and as a tool for her magic to be performed, but still, she knows how to use the ocarina, which is a pretty unique instrument. There's also Rock and Spud. I mean, their whole characters are just rock stars. Now, they're not touring the world like Duncan maybe, but their parents' basements and garages are still good places for bands after all. One of these songs of theirs is about the 7 stages of heartbreak, which Spud talks about and sings to Carrie as she goes through her own crisis with Devin. An interesting thing about their band though is that there's an inconsistency in what their band name is. In their character biography, the name of their band is Devil Frog, but when Spud talks to Carrie, he mentions that his band is called Next to Vomit.
Of what?
Of heartbreak. My band, Next to Vomit, wrote the wickedest ballad about it.
Whatever the band name is called, they are both kind of fitting names for the whole vibe. And Palkatoo Island's cast, as wacky as it may be, is host to a variety of musically talented folks as well. For starters, just to get it out of the way, Max reveals in his audition tape that he takes French horn lessons, so he knows how to play the French horn.
I've been working on that, but what with my French horn lessons and the babysitting, there's just no time.
In addition to this, Sugar is also someone who tries her best. I mean, she may not be the most objectively talented musician, but she does have success for it nonetheless. Her audition tape shows her singing a jingle for a commercial for Darwin's Food Safari. She's been on TV with her singing, even if it's a bit minimal, but she does a bit more than this. For the talent show in this season, Sugar quote-unquote invents her own genre called Crabtree, which combines rap and country. Now, the rap and country songs I know are actually pretty good, and while Sugar's performance isn't really that good, but she clearly knows her music for being able to attempt such a thing as breaking ground with a new genre. Someone else who knows music is her main enemy, Ella. Ella's entire character is based on her singing ability because, she is basically like a Disney princess. She always sings and, well, her voice is just so angelic that it attracts even the wildest animals on the island. Ella is also shown playing the tambourine, so she shares something in common with Justin. But yeah, Ella's singing is just really impressive. The other Kazoo Island character that has musical gifts is Beardo. Beardo is a really good beatboxer and DJ. In fact, he's so good at beatboxing that he himself is a human soundboard and can pretty much just make any sound. But he's also a good DJ, as evident by the complete setup in his room with the vinyls, headphones, and even the pictures and vinyl he has hung up in his room. He also performs his whole audition in spoken word to the beat he is playing, so he does have a sense of rhythm as well. And on top of all this, Beardo is another character who has his own CD. In fact, it's actually a beatboxing CD, so he's being heralded to that dream of a solo beatboxing career. But yeah, Beardo has obtained some level of success with a CD of his, and plus, that's just free advertising from the show for him. Now, I've gone over the contestants on the show that have shown to possess musical talent, but I haven't talked about the host yet. Chef Hatchet and Chris McLean also have had their fair share of musical endeavors. Chef Hatchet has shown his talent multiple times. There's 2 episodes in Total Drama Island where he shows off his skills on the harp. On top of playing the harp, Chef can also play the drums. In Camp Castaways, Chef is shown playing some type of drum while Chris is doing the limbo. And in Rock and Roll, Chef is once again playing the drums to begin the day, and again, Chef just shows off how great he can play the drums. But there's even more than that. In the finale of Total Drama Action, Izzy challenges the 2 finalists to a breakdance challenge to help her decide who she wants to see win. This is when she directs the DJ, aka DJ Jazzy Jeff, to DJ the music for the breakdancing. So not only does Chef know how to DJ really well, but he's even got his own DJ name and everything. So Chef is another one who can really just do it all. And finally, there's Chris McLean. Chris doesn't really do anything musically on the actual show, but in the episode Broadway Baby and World Tour, Sarah reveals a lot about Chris's past before hosting Total Drama. Among all these different entertainment or business ventures, Chris was in a boy band in the 80s. The band was called Fametown, and it's even a band that Gwen recognized when Sierra began to sing seemingly one of their biggest songs.
Making trouble is easy to do, but making you love me is painful.
You were in Fametown?
But this information that Chris was in a boy band has the whole cast laughing at him, and that's the last time Chris's boy band history was mentioned on Total Drama ever. Except for an interview with Chris leading up to Revenge of the Island, where Chris is asked about him not singing in the previous season. Chris says that he would have sang, but due to a gag order with Fametown, he couldn't do it. He even shows off a poster, a CD I think of the band, which shows Chris as the lead and the other members behind him. It may be funny, but it is some pretty cool trivia that the show's evil host was a lead for some boy band in the 80s. And that about wraps everything up. Again, there wasn't exactly a huge purpose behind this video besides just wanting to throw out some cool and interesting Total Drama trivia your way. I actually had a lot of fun myself looking up and verifying all this information. The Total Drama characters just have so much depth to them that somehow, a guy like me can make a video like this that showcases the musical talent of so many different characters. I might try doing more videos like this, but you'll have to stay tuned for that. Let me know down below what you thought of this video, and also let me know what else you'd like to see me talk about on this channel. Like the video, subscribe for more videos, and yeah, thank you for watching.